So here we have a new class program, just that we had before, and this inside it we have the main method where we start our program. And this class includes the following fields: A, B, C, D, and the new value also add result to have the sum of the operations. So we assign the following values 5 and 3 to them. This. And then we add the result. The result is the sum of these two values, 5 and 3, of the variables A and B. The result is here, the sum A plus B. And we also call the message display message. The process is done, and if we want to have the overloaded method, let's take it. Same process example. I have done this process, and we add the process here. So let's input the process, like we have here, stream process name, and we go console read line process name. Is so here we try the overloaded. Yeah, and here it requires the link, but we have, but we didn't create the link, so it is our static method. We call it by name. So we add here static for the method. So if we don't have the static, we need to address it the method by the instance our object name. So pilot. Let's input something. Like this stream process. Read key. Read key. Have done this process. The process name is stream process. Okay. So we received the right name. So we also have here the main function of the class program. Inside it we have the fields ABCD. Then we want to return the result of the operation. Here we use a return keyword. Return keywords will output what we place inside it. So after the keyword, and if the return type is defined here before the method, like if we, for example, erase it, it will show us an error because we defined that this method must return some values. In this case, int end. If we add the float, it can also be fine, but the problem is with our int result because it's a integer type. Okay, let's create it like this. So we define the field add result. That is a this is the float type. Then we want to output the result of the sum operation. Okay, the console write line. Read line. So here we have the result, A plus B plus add result, and we have this in the output. So in this exercise, this is a function of the method get name, and inside this method we also call the main say hi. So we have been calling the method say hi from the method get name. Let's run this program. My name is programmer 1. Oh, read key. Well, welcome back, programmer. So we can change it. Actually, here we don't need to. We don't need it to return any kind of value. So we don't need to change the say hi function because we just output the string.
Excuse me, may I
Yes,
have a question?
yes.
What is the difference between method and function?
So the function is so-called in the structured programming when we have a block of code that realizes some functionality. In the object-oriented concepts, we call them methods because they specify the functionality of the class. So when you talk about the object-oriented programming, it is stated that this kind of operation is called the method. So the method that includes a list of code that have some specific function. So this is just the name. As we have for class, we have the class and the object, and inside the object we have our fields and the property and methods. So these are the structure of the class in the object-oriented programming. This is a change of the value by reference. As we talked about it, here we use the keyword out. And in the keyword out, we put the following fields: first employee and second employee. They were commented, but we don't need to be commented. Like we have the two employees, David Smith and Sophia Watson. we output with the keyword out. And let's look at the values. What value our variables will have when we call the function, the method, the change names. So this method. And as you can see here, after we call this method, change names, the values of the of our variables first employee and second employee have also changed. This is because we use the out parameter, so we gave it the value, or so we give the reference to the variables first employee and second employee, the fields of the class. And as parameters, after we reassign the value to them, the initial values has also changed. And that's why we have the same output. Let's put it here, and then we command this out and run it again. So now you see we have the different values. The first one, David Smith and Sophia Watson, as we assigned them initially, so we initialized our variables with these values, but after the message they already changed. This is because we have the another assignment inside the method. Let's put it with the ref keyword. So we have them changed. If we don't use the reference keyword, any reference keyword, the values will not change because we only give this as parameters. It will only be visible inside this method, but not outside of it. Okay, let's put it again here. So we call it after the initialization. So when you see the values have not changed. So again, I put it before and after. So David Smith, Sophia Watson, Olivia Aaron, Alvaro Salazar, and again, the first values, they didn't change. So they're the same as they were before the call of the method change names. So here is another listing. Let's open it. So we have already done it because I changed them in the code. So this is the same as we just observed. First, we initialize the values, our variables with these values, and then we output it in the console. Then we call the function, change names, and also again we output the result. This method, welcome guest, reminds us about the necessity to check whether it is empty, our guest name is empty or not, and if it is empty, we call the function string empty welcome guest. And with OK, we hope you enjoy staying at our hotel. So we have already done this also, the guest name and the else is console and hello our dear guest. Hello, our dear guest, and here we have guest name. Hello, dear guest, what's your name? Right here, *1. And here we have, hello, our dear guest, *1. And if you don't have, if it is empty, what's your name? Okay, we hope you enjoy staying at our hotel. So quite easy. Just whether we either call this method or we don't call it. So this is what I have done just right now in this listing. This is an example. We show the name of the guest, or we show this line here. Let's take a look at the inheritance, because it's also very important when we have several classes. And the famous example of animals, a class program, static void main. Inside it we have the object of the object animal of the class animal. We have the object dog of the class dogs, and we have the object bird of the class birds. And all of them have the method feed animal. So the general properties of all of them are animal name and the animal birth date. Because these fields are general for every animal class, whether it's dogs or whether it's birds, so it doesn't matter, all of them have the same name. Bird feed animal. So let's I have success fully fed animal. So here is the string. So we can call it let's first animal feed animal. Let's call it first. I have successfully fed the animal. So this method was called, but we can also call it from the bird class. Let's take a look. If we change bird, I have successfully fed the animal. What will happen if we want to output? Okay. Let's output the name of the animal. Public void animal name. The name of my animal is, and then we will have animal name. And inside the parentheses we have the parameter animal name. Let's call the bird animal name like this, woodchuck. Bird name. Then we call the animal name actually we So the animal name is woodchuck. This method and the field animal name are in the same class, so we can address them. What will happen if we change the access modifier of animal name to private? Private. In this case, we have a problem so that we cannot assign the value woodchuck to the field animal name because now it has a private modifier and it is not possible to access it from the instance from our object. What can be a solution to this? We can create the property public animal name here we can get, so the syntax of the property is written this C# property with a set and get. So here you can take a look at the documentation like this. Set when we return the value and get when we return the value, send when we assign the value to it. So when we set animal name, so here what we just assign the value to it. Now in this case, we are able to access the animal name so now we can address the animal name from it. Okay, let's do like this, animal name, and then we can assign the value. What's wrong here? So the word so we have the same method for animal name. Yeah, there's some problems with the names because we have the same name for the property and for the method inside the class. So there is some conflict between them. Now we can get the name of the, if we have the woodchuck, we assign the value to it, and then we return like this. Let's have this. So right line it is good that we have, and let's call it bird animal name. Yes, it's good that we have the woodchuck. The name of my animal is woodchuck. So we have the result first here because we write it's good that we have woodchuck, and then we call the function. Let's replace it, change the places. The name of my animal is woodchuck. It is good that we have woodchuck. Okay, now everything looks clear. So about the inheritance, now we can have the protected class. Okay, let's take a look if we have the protected animal, protected int, we have animal size. So in this we should have the access to this property from the inherited class. So we have let's define the dog. The dog is already defined, and let's do it. The problem, why don't we? Dog, new dog, so it inherits from the animal class. So this is the protected, sharp protected field. So we inherit from the A class. Here we have the protected. So now dogs from the animal. So the dog name. Oh, sorry, not this. The size 80. So animal size is not Yeah, we can access it inside the method here. Here we need to define the method inside it from the animal class. Yeah. In the dog, we can have the void show animal size. The size of the dog is we can call the animal size. So let's call it now. Dog animal name like this, wolf, and then we show the method inside the dog class, show animal size. Dog show yeah, we need to make it public in order to get access to the method. In any case, in other case, we don't see it. Dog show animal size method. Okay, let's take a look what we get. So yeah, it is good that we have woodchuck. The size of the dog is 80. So we successfully output this result. Animal. Show animal size for dogs. If I make this value private, so in this case we don't have access to it. Now you see we have the problem. It is not available because it is available only inside it. So here in the method we can have the animal size. So we only have the access to this field inside the methods of the same class, but not on the in the inherited class, and especially we don't have access from this instance dog instance. If we try this, or even we try animal size, show us that the animal size is not accessible by the level of its defense. So need to make it. Let's do it again. Protected. So, and even to protect it, we cannot get access from the instance, only in the inherited class. So this is important to know. Let's look at polymorphism. In polymorphism, we have the method with the same name, but it outputs different results. So like this polymorphism many forms. In this example, we have the class shape and 3 inherited classes. Even 3 inherited classes. The one circles, the second lines, and the third triangle. So let's have the shape. We have the arrays of shapes. The first one is a new shape, then the circle, line, and triangle. And for each shape, we should get the specific output result, the output that is specific for this class. Let's console right line. Oh, sorry, read line. Read line. So as you see, I am a simple shape. This because the first one is shapes, the second is circles. I am a line and triangle. Why do we have the second as shape? Shape draw. Use circles. Yeah, actually here we have the problem because we don't have the keyword override, as we didn't talk about it much, but be attentive that when we override the method in the base class, it's okay. But if you don't override it, it will be the same. As we have the keyword virtual, we highlight that this method will be overridden in the inherited classes. But here before we didn't have the keyword override here. That's why it showed us the output of the base class. Now we can get it back. So shapes. Yes, now I'm a simple shape. I have a new circle, I am line, and I am triangle. So all of them are different now, specific for the class where this method is called. And abstraction, the last one. The abstract class means that we cannot create an object of it. It should be overridden and inherited. Like when we have the abstract class shape, we should have the inherited class from it, like this. We cannot create an object of the shape class. So if we type shapes, new shape equals new shapes, now we have the problem. So we cannot create an instance of the abstract class of the interface shapes because this is the abstract keyword. If we eliminate abstract keyword, now everything is fine. And we are not also allowed to have the body of the abstract method. For example, if we type something like this, int a and int b 20, now we cannot do it because shapes cannot initialize the body as it is highlighted as abstract. So abstract methods should be overridden in the inherited classes. So when we use the override method keyword, everything is fine. So this is the specifications of the abstract classes. So we will have more information about it later. Read line. Hi from the abstract class. Hi, I'm a line. So this is how it works.